As you descend into the cavern, you hit the stage area. Now, there's a natural cut in half halfway down, roughly, because what we have, rather than having smoke machines, which contains chemicals which will stick to the cave, we use a vaporizer or a water machine that gives us mist, basically. So as you walk into the cave, once all the lights, etc. are running, you tend to have a nice big bank of mist right in the middle of the cave. So if you're on the dance floor, you don't feel as if you've got lots of people stood there watching you. You're very doing your own thing. And then when you walk up, you walk through and you'll see the entrance, and then people that walk from the entrance down to the stage will basically go through the mist and see all the DJs at the end of the cave. So obviously this is where the action happens. We're on stage looking outwards. As you can see, beautiful rock formations all behind us. We have it all lit up. We have light shows at the back. The acoustics in the cave are so perfect. You don't need a big system in here. The cave does all the hard work for you, basically.
Dance music, free parties, artists in sort of electronica like Aphex Twin obviously have a massive history here.
Indeed, yeah.
Why do you think that is? What about that fits with Cornwall to you?
Location-wise, geographically, people aren't influenced as much as they would be in the central UK by city life, whether that's Birmingham, London, to a lesser degree Bristol. I think there's a little bit more independent thinking in the southwest. I think there is probably this time delay of culture reaching the southwest, and I think that a lot of the artists, Aphex Twin, people of that nature, they are very inventive by their nature. So I think probably a mixture of those gives quite an eclectic taste with music in the southwest.
Did you grow up going to free parties and raves?
Yes, I did. I mean, I grew up in the heyday of the rave scene, really. I used to go to Plymouth and Torquay and these kinds of places. And I think what we've been very lucky to do here is tap into very like-minded people coming together because the venue's awesome, they're into the music, and they want to have a night out when they can just be with like-minded people, really.
It is an irreverent, impromptu, irrepressible musical community, one that draws on the tension between vast space and a need for human connection. It strikes me as music of inventive isolation.
Any dance music, any bass-heavy music is great because you get this natural reverberation in here. It's quite a snappy bass line, and there's quite a lot of acidic treble in it, and it's what we would term jump-up drum and bass. It's sort of new age drum and bass. So what you can probably hear in the background there, although it's 26 degrees outside, it remains 10 degrees in the cave all year round, so you can hear all the condensation and all the drips. Everybody is, in my opinion, very appreciative of the landscape that they have here. You know, people are fiercely proud of being from Cornwall or the southwest, and I think it's because of, you know, the geographical situation that they have, the lovely beaches, the nice weather, etc.
We've seen some polar opposite landscapes, I guess, in the brief time we've been here.
Well, starting from Devon, really, you're looking at all the red sandstones and the softer stones, and it's not, the sea's not that clear, for example, because it's quite silty the further southwest you get. I mean, where we are at the moment in Liskeard, we're kind of just on the edge of it, but you'll see that the further you get into the southwest, slate mining, these tin mines are more prevalent, and if you get right the way down to the southwest, to the Lizard and those sort of places, very rugged, very granity, beautifully clear water. So I think the further you come into the southwest, the purer it gets, if that probably makes sense.
And what to you is the sound of Cornwall?
The ocean.
So if I'm working in my studio and I'm mixing, or I've killed my ears because I've been doing it for too long, you can either step outside into the garden and look up, or if that doesn't work, you can walk up Porth Island or go to Bedruthen and just kind of take in the space and clear your head. But without a shadow of a doubt, the ultimate thing for clearing your head is surfing, absolutely. There is something about standing on a wave, and because you have no choice but to just take in what's directly in front of you. Everything else kind of goes, no matter how busy your head is or how messed up your mind is with regards to anything that's going on in your life. Catching a wave will kind of clear it momentarily, and the minute you get off that and you paddle back out, you've processed something, you've ironed a few creases out or whatever.
But still the rhythms of surfing, rhythms of the sea, rhythms of the wind we can hear around us through the trees right now, strikes me, and the birds. Did they bleed into your music somehow?
I think they do, but not necessarily. You don't necessarily know it's happening. I made an album called Brother, which I made after losing a friend to surfing, and it was kind of a love letter to him and his family, and it crept into that a lot of talk about the ocean and a lot of talk about the sky and the stars and your soul and all that kind of deep stuff that you kind of go through when you lose somebody close to you, and I sort of recognised it there big time.
Love will always get you somewhere if you're patient. So tell me why in weakness does completeness slip on every run. I'll keep you close and promise we will find some distance left to run.
Being here, it's so idyllic. I would love to live here now.
There is a sense here that as much as man has shaped this landscape, ploughed and burrowed and netted it, it is the land that shapes those who live and write music here. Their language smoothed by it, their rhythms fired by it, they themselves carried further, deeper, wilder.
It's so peaceful, and you could make a right racket. It would be great.